Alright, how's it going, people? Ozric here, and today I'm going to break down a gameplay for you guys. This is a match on Whiteout, playing some solo domination. Not spawn trap or anything like that. Some of you guys, for whatever reason, seem to think that's all I do. No, I actually, most of the time when I'm playing Call of Duty Ghosts, I'm playing solo. But FAD, I'm using my grip, I'm using the suppressor. It's really accurate. I actually have my highest accuracy with the FAD. I have over a 30%, which is absolutely ridiculous. I think it's like 32% with the FAD. And I have like a 4 KD, which is my highest KD. Although a lot of that has to do with the fact that I haven't used as much as the other guns. My next highest is the AK-12. Anyways, this is the route I like to take. I first rush up the left side, and I check to see if anybody's coming around the house. If nobody's coming up around the house, I jump on the roof, and I try to get to the other side to post up in a real defensive manner until I get my off the grid. Right here, you see my first unlock it. My 4-point streak is off the grid. And I just tend to work this area over here, not really being super aggressive, but, you know, I'm still moving about. I'm not sitting there aiming down sight. I happen to hear this guy, and I take a risk because early in my streaks, I always take risks to try to get up higher into my kill streaks. If you're going to sit back and try to get, you know, KM strikes, Kim Kardashian strikes, whatever you call them, if you're going to try to go for those, then the best way is not to sit back. You want to be aggressive until you get to a point where you're close to your specialist bonus, and then you can start, you know, slowing down and playing a little more methodical. Now, the route that I like to take to get into A flag, because I consider A flag on Whiteout the hardest rushing route to take in the game to try to break the enemy's defense. They spawn over and over and over again on the A flag, and it's really hard to get inside there. And then when you do get inside there, they're spawning and you're on top of you. So what I like to do is, you see me here, I'm just building up kill streaks. You know, I notice I'm running low on ammo. If I had more ammo, I actually would have stayed on there on that roof a little longer, but I decided this is actually a pretty good time to push. Now, the way you want to push into A is don't come around from B by the ship area. Flank around this side, okay? Far left side, get behind this building. Now, you're going to be able to rack up some real cheap, easy kills in the spawn at this point, because behind me and to my right, behind this Jeep over here, is a spawn point. So I now have one piece of their spawn blocked. Now, what does that mean? That means if I play my cards right, they will be spawning around me. Now, okay, you see me picking these guys up as they're spawning and running out. Now, where I'm aiming right now, behind that little box right there that's covered with the sheet, is a spawn point. In order to get them to spawn there, you see the position I'm in now? You can't be there. They won't spawn. You have to actually fade around the building, okay? Wait like half a second, wait for them to pop up, and then you swing back around and you check that way. If no one does that, what I like to do is what I've done here. You notice I had a teammate trailing me. I actually push up into the building, because when you push up into this building, you see this area here, I actually get lucky and I sound horde him. It's very rare they spawn away from the flag, more towards the B side. Maybe he spawned over by the ship and ran over there. I don't really know. That seems likely. But I'm not aware of any spawn points close to that area. So when you push up into the house at A, where you saw me just coming from right now, in this area right here, where I get a nice little lag kill right there after the migration. When you push up in here, they're spawning on the opposite side by lumber of the A flag. There's a little small spawn point, and you're going to see me work my way back over there. So don't stay in that house too long, because you're going to affect the spawn, and you're going to end up losing B because of that. So you go up in the house, get a couple cheap, easy kills, fade back around on this side of the spawn, and then you can start rushing around on this side. You see the way I just worked that spawn right there, even though this dude's teleporting because he's really laggy. You see the way I fade around the building, I poke out, and then I come back and look at that. He spawns right there. Manipulating spawns, map knowledge is key. It's not always about your gun skill. Sometimes you do have to know little tricks of the trade, just like this. And I'm going to show you guys some other ways to get into the spawn. This is my method. You know, my top method for getting in the spawn right there is the Kim Kardashian strike. But this is my method, the most effective way for me to get into the spawn. I'm going to show you guys another method right here. By the way, I see these guys on B, so I decided to just take the easy pickings. I don't know why he was facing that way. You think he'd be facing out, you know, towards the flag that we have. Well, hey, whatever. Saw him on the radar, pick him up. Decided to skip the objective because we're already winning, and I feel very confident that we're not going to, you know, lose. Where I just shot that guy from, normally what I do is I aim down into the building. I'm going to show you that later in the gameplay of exactly what I do there. But if I pass the trees there and I've already committed to passing that tree area, then I have to fully commit and I have to push into the spawn, because if I don't, they're gonna come rushing out and I'm wide out and open. I'm gonna get picked off. So that's why I pushed up into this area right here. I'm always cautious, and this is the same rush route as before, but I want to show you guys some of the areas that you're gonna have to look out for. Number one, straight ahead, because they're spawning right there where I told you guys they would spawn, and also behind the truck right here. As soon as you turn this corner, aim left to the right side of this building that I'm at right now. So right here, I'm back into the G spot. I'm in the money spot right here, searching for kills. I don't end up completing my kill streak. You notice I was trying to work those guys. I think I just spent too much time. But when you do what I just did there and you push out, never start angling out to the left around the building. Always cut through that little doorway on the right front side of that building. I know I've said building a million times. You guys are probably clueless, don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But if it happens again, I'll point it out. So I think this is the time where I'm able to show you guys another way to get over there to A. The only time I really push from this ship side all the way over to the A flag is if the enemies are heavily camping over there by lumber and also those houses. Sometimes, no matter what you do, it's just impossible to rush into the A spawn from that side because of all the covers. Sometimes enemies are smart, sometimes they're rolling in packs, sometimes they're coordinating their camping. And when they start doing that, if you don't have any backup, you're screwed. Okay, so here's the route I'm talking about. The first thing I do is I cut off the front side of B. Now, if the enemies are really aggressive, I'm really cautious right there. Sometimes I'll wait and I'll just aim down sight, try to get a few cheap kills on them. But here's the route I take. I flank that right side of the building, I check the back spawn, and I immediately dart over here by this little jet ski. Okay? Now I'm at the back of the building over here in this back spawn. Remember what I told you, when you're in this building and you start pushing, they're only going to spawn either where the G spot is right here, or they're spawning on the other side of the A flag to my right at this point. So when that happens, you have to realize, and right there again, you see I pushed out to right here. I fade back around the other side. Here I'm doing it again, getting in a little gunfight. I'm actually taking some real bad damage right here. Obviously, this doesn't always work to go on huge streaks. I mean, these guys I'm playing against are pretty bad. They're good enough to kill me if I make a mistake, but I should most of the time dominate. Like right here, this guy throws a grenade. Good players out there are going to stun me. They'll grenade me. They'll be running, agility, SMGs, jump shotting, drop shotting, and whatnot, running in packs. So you're not always going to be able to go on huge streaks, but this is, different ways that you can get up into the spawn. A really hard to break spawn, in my opinion. So right here, I'm back at the building. Remember what I told you, just hang out around here, look for cheap kills, just like so. Once you get a few cheap kills, you rotate out. You don't want to stay in this damn building too long. Spawns get messed up. So go back over here, check the back corner spawn, which they are spawning, just like that. Rotate back over here. Now this is the area where I said you need to go to the front side of the building, never go around the back, and that's exactly why. Because you're gonna go around the back, there's gonna be a dude who's coming from ship side running towards you most of the time. So I hope this makes sense, guys. Nice little gameplay here. KEM with the FAD. Wasn't able to get that double. I really tried though. That's how a lot of my games go though. But hey, what can you do? I'm only playing against 3 dudes. I'll catch you guys next video. Hope these tips help. And if you need something more specific about these routes, just leave me a comment down underneath the description. I'm out. Peace.